What is representation, and why is it such an important concept in media studies?
Representation is when a group of people are represented as one type of person. Representation is an important concept in media, because the media is a source of information and understanding of other groups of people. Therefore, representations we are given may become our natural view of a group of people, even if that is not the case.
What is gender, and what are some of the stereotypes associated with gender?
Gender is the social perception of how a certain sex should behave. Although a person may be physically born a female or a male, they are not born with the traits we associate men and women with. Society today is generally seen as a patriarchal society, and men have more positive traits than women. A woman is perceived as emotional, irrational, in the private sphere, for example, cleaning, cooking, and working for the men, whereas the male sex is seen as strong, rational, in the public sphere, the breadwinner, successful, ambitious, social, etc. Even if women do challenge the stereotypical views of femininity, if they do, they are generally seen as quite manly. For example, if a woman is a builder, they usually look quite butch and manly, which comes back to the idea that to be powerful or successful you need to be male.
What magazine have you looked at in your investigation? Who owns it, and what does it claim to offer audiences?
The magazine we have decided to look at in our investigation is Sugar, the first UK teen glossy on the market. It is owned by Hachette Flipperkey and claims to be a life support and fashion magazine for young teenagers. They claim to provide girls with advice, entertainment, relaxation, information, and reassurance. It also claims to give readers a sense of empowerment, engagement, experience, inclusivity, and interaction. However, the magazine does not seem to give readers a sense of empowerment. From what I have investigated in Sugar magazine, it seems to instead relate to the typical stereotypes of females.
Who is the audience for Sugar magazine, and what is their relationship with it?
The intended audience for Sugar is 11 to 19-year-olds nationwide. Teenage girls will be going through one of the toughest times in their lives. Reassurance, advice, and friendship is needed. Magazines can provide all of this for their readers, and the magazine can become a new best friend for readers who they can turn to for fashion tips, advice, worries, and everything in between. Because readers are so reliant on the magazine, and become so emotionally attached to it, there is a risk of them believing and aspiring to be everything in the magazine. Magazines portray what the ideal teenage girl should be like in their magazines, and girls tend to follow what these magazines advertise.
What identity about gender does the magazine create for young women, and how does it achieve it?
From the content of Sugar magazine, I can see that, even though Sugar is a female's magazine, it still conforms to the stereotypes of females, being weak and an object, to be looked at and to be beautiful. Because Sugar is considered one of the most popular teen magazines, it is worrying to see no articles or images on independence, intelligence, or anything promoting a strong, powerful female. The toxic stereotypes of girls fill the magazine, and because readers are so young and easy to influence, the stereotypes that the writer is putting across could be seen as the normal and natural idea of girls. By writing articles on beauty, fashion, and boys and advertising it also, the magazine is pushing the idea that girls are objects to be looked at, and that they need a man in their life to be complete. Also, by using beautiful models, and having gorgeously airbrushed celebrities to grace every front cover, the magazine is creating an unrealistic and impossible perfect girl that the readers feel obliged to follow. By making your image seem such an important subject in today's world, girls will follow the instructions of the magazine to become that way, to look like the unrealistic models shown.
Do your findings suggest that Sugar as a magazine for young women simply reinforces gender stereotypes? What evidence from your content analysis supports this?
Sugar, from what I have analyzed, seems to reinforce the degrading and unfair stereotypes of women, while failing to portray females in a positive light which challenges those stereotypes. It seems, after looking through celebrity interviews in the magazines, that even if a woman does challenge the stereotypes, such as Cheryl Cole, who is a successful music artist and winner of many awards, they are ridiculed in society to resemble a sex symbol such as Wonder Woman and other successful women like Rihanna. In Sugar's interviews and front covers they only talk about successful stars' beauty regimes, fashion sense and relationships. Any women who challenge the stereotypes are portrayed as unattractive, for example geeks, and have masculine traits which fits into the idea of society being patriarchal. After counting the articles and images in Sugar magazine, we found that out of the 38 images, 12 portrayed girls as weak and vulnerable, 17 promoting beauty and females being something to be looked at, and only 2 pushed the idea of women as strong intellectual people. Out of the 14 advertisements, 9 advertise makeup and fashion.
What other media does Sugar use to engage with its audience?
Sugar has its own website which readers can log on to and find out more information than in the magazine. The online version allows Sugar readers to interact and feel a sense of escapism. The website allows the user to discover more information and lots of extras that cannot be accessed in the print version. The online version of the website also has more information and gossip on celebrities than the print version. It is also free to look at, so Sugar can widen its accessibility.
How is this an example of the way in which media is becoming more convergent?
By having a website, Sugar can join with popular social network sites such as Facebook and Twitter. This encourages users to talk about Sugar and Sugarscape without any extra effort on their part. By using two-step flow theory, users can tell their friends about Sugar and promote it at the same time. Sugar can also promote their other magazines to the audience and any other advertisements.
Does the website reinforce or challenge gender stereotypes?
The website seems to reinforce the stereotypes of women as the print version does. The website has pages dedicated to relationships, fashion, beauty, and celebrities which reinforce the stereotypes of girls being clingy, and not being able to function alone, not being independent, also that all they should care about is fashion and beauty. Many of the celebrities mentioned are of a similar age to users, which could be aspirational to a lot of young girls, who would copy the celebrities instead of the magazine urging girls to be independent.
In your opinion, what impact might the gender identity created through the Sugar magazine and through the Sugarscape website have on audiences?
In my opinion, the audience of Sugar magazine and Sugarscape are young and vulnerable, and the magazine is in a very influential position. By portraying lots of stereotypical images, advertisements, and articles, the magazine is able to push their ideal teenage girl, and the readers can relate to the articles and images, and try to follow their articles, which could shape today's young generation in a stereotypical manner. The magazine enforces these stereotypes as they know they are more popular with girls, even if they are negative. If the magazine was promoting education and power for girls, it probably wouldn't be as popular, because the media has pushed the idea of women meaning beauty for so long, that it has become the norm. I think that the website and magazine have a great amount of influence on teenage girls, and can change what they buy, where they buy things, and even their life decisions, all because of how close teenagers are to their magazines, and how much they trust their decisions.